I'm Jim White. Welcome to Savor Wine and Food. One of our favorite winemakers joins us today. Joel Peterson with Ravenswood. Man, it's good to see you again. And you know, your legacy is just, well, it's documented, it's historic, it's legendary. But I really want to know what lies ahead for you and for Ravenswood.
Well, we have, of course, my personal dreams, and we have the Ravenswood dreams and the Ravenswood future. We're working on a number of really interesting projects. I am working on a heritage vineyard project with ZAP, and we are getting down to the final throes of that, where we have isolated some really lovely budwood from old vine Zinfandel and vineyards, and that will be released. So we will have Zinfandel of known origin that produces what we believe to be really good wine, and it should help spur a replanting of Zinfandel in California. I'm also working with the Historic Vineyard Society, and we have just gotten a resolution passed through the House Assembly in California to recognize the historic significance of old wine vineyards in California. And that's really important because part of what I'm doing at Ravenswood is looking back, not so much looking forward, looking to varieties that were used in the past. And I've been making a wine called Icon, but I'm also coming up with a new wine called Besieged, which is a really historic blend. Zinfandel, Petit Syrah, Carignan, Alicante Bochet, wines that are vines that were the classic vines that were planted in California sort of starting in the 1870s, really replanted after phylloxera in the 1880s, and really made California's foundational wine before Prohibition. Those wines are exceedingly good. What's the advantage to looking at them now? Well, the advantage to looking at them now is that as the climate changes, as things get warmer, these grapes have, it turns out, quite a wide range in which they make good wine, Zinfandel in particular. If you look at something like Pinot Noir, it's very narrow in its growing habits where it makes good wine. It has to be cool. If you look at something like Cabernet Sauvignon, it's a little broader, but if you get it too cool, it tastes like green beans. If you get it too hot, it tastes like rubber tires, so it's got a pretty narrow growing range. But Zinfandel and its sort of Mediterranean ilk tend to have broader ranges in which they produce good wine. And if you combine these grapes, like Petit Syrah, which gives you lots of color, and Alicante, which gives you even more color, and Carignan, which gives you great acidity, and Zinfandel, you end up having some flexibility as the climate changes to make really excellent wine. These grapes, in fact, have proven to make very good wines when they are well managed and well made.
That's fascinating. Just one other thing. Well, before I move on, would you share a personal dream?
Well, a personal dream would be ultimately, someday I may retire as the Ravenswood winemaker. Who knows? I mean, that's kind of one of those things that is way up in the air. And I'm only 66. I figure I've got another 20 years left in me.
Absolutely.
But my son is making wine, and he's a very good winemaker. He's got a little winery called Bedrock Wine Company, and he's quite exceptional, and he's great fun to work with. He and I get along quite well. I was his midwife when he was born at home, so that kind of characteristic, that kind of connection has gone on. So I would love to make a wine with my son. I would love to do something together with him and have that kind of a joint project. Using, really California's old heritage vines as part of it. It would be kind of the completion of the circle, if you will.
Wow. Savor Wine and Food with Jim White. Thanks for joining us.
Trying to make you talk, aren't you? That was a good one.
Yeah.